What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime. Back again with another episode for the people. For
and
my
another
people.
One.
No Khaled. It's no Khaled. No Khaled. For my people. I tried that. I couldn't remember the Wakanda thing. Like, I mean, I'm doing it now in my mind. I'm not doing it physically because I hit my mic. Wakanda forever. That's what it was. That's what it was. I couldn't. I couldn't think of it. No. Anyway, basically, what are we here to talk about today? What we're here to talk about today is don't F with my friends.
Right.
So protagonists who you could probably beat if you would stop trying to use their friends to do it.
Agreed. Leave them alone. Just don't do it.
You could succeed. You could rob all the banks.
Mm-hmm.
You could murder a lot of people.
Yeah.
You could, I don't know, do a lot of the things.
Don't mess with them though.
But you always, quick aside, I have told you this. I'm like, here's the quickest way. Like, here's a catch-22. Watching Taken and all these different movies and stuff. Here's what I envision. Here's my thing, and I technically in my head I think I always go law-abiding citizen, which is if you take someone I love, I no longer have a limiter.
Nope.
I no longer have a reason to not slowly but surely take you out of this world. It will be re-zero levels of despicable.
Oh, okay. That's extreme.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what people are. That's what ends up happening when they, hurt people's friends.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't giving you the pleasure of this being quick, easy, and then I'm done. Like, I have to deal with this emotional restraint that is no longer on me.
I have to deal with that with you. Oh,
with your face, and this fist. But yeah, we want to talk about that because I think it's really interesting as we watch some new anime, which we'll talk about later, and see this employed. It's employed in a lot of different ways in anime to like give the hero, the protagonist, certain quiet characters a boost. And it gives them this boost of confidence, whereas they might be reluctant to act. They might be reluctant to be the hero that they're supposed to be. But when their friends are in danger, they always come through. When they have been, when their friends have been hurt or when their friends have been taken out for whatever reason, they rise to the occasion. So we had a meeting before this, and I've kind of changed one of my picks.
Okay.
So first pick off my board, and this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna we each have picks on these characters that look just leave their friends alone. Just leave them alone. Like, you're going to lose the moment you mess with their friends.
Yes.
And so my first pick off the board is Gohan. Okay. And I had to think about this because, like I was saying, he's one of the top pivotal characters, one of my favorite characters. But I thought about what sent him over the edge. So Gohan is the first Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z to go to Super Saiyan 2, though I think Goku probably did it secretly somewhere, and he just, he loves to fight. So, Goku's a big dummy. So, I mean, he's a lovable dummy, but he's a big dummy. He just likes fighting. So what sent Gohan into Super Saiyan 2 was Cell destroyed Android 16. Like, he literally stepped on his android head right in front of Gohan. And, like, you see this little montage where he's sitting there and he's like, his whole brain is like breaking because Android 16 looks at him and tells him, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Like one of those, like those real moments where you're like, oh man. And so like you see these birds like flying behind him, like it's literally like this beautiful old school, because this would have been like they would have been doing this episode what, in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And so there's like this visual representation of his mind breaking in a way of like anger, because like you see birds flying, and then the next thing you know, the anger overwhelms him. He, adrenaline hits, and like he bursts forth into Super Saiyan 2. It's literally my favorite moment in it is my favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z outside of Super Saiyan 2, Goku and Majin Vegeta Super Saiyan 2 fighting one another. But which is, oh god, it's a good fight. Anyway, but yeah, so like he breaks, he's in Super Saiyan 2, he literally goes around and kills all of the Cell Juniors, because Cell has created little replicants of himself that had been beating up on Gohan's friends, because he realized that Gohan would get mad if his friends were being hurt. That just something that he realized, because whenever something would kind of happen, his power levels, I think, would spike or something like that. I don't remember exactly how Cell realized it. But anyway, so he goes Super Saiyan 2. He starts to beat up everybody. Like, he is literally beating the crap out of Cell. And because he's still Gohan at some point, he says, like, look, bro, you might want to stop. He beats him so bad. Like, so Cell had absorbed Android 17 and 18.
Oh.
Because that's how it became Perfect Cell. That's how Dr. Gero created him to be. And so Gohan punched him so damn hard that he throws them up.
Oh.
Like that they are no longer absorbed. And, it was just like this powerful moment of being like, you shouldn't have made him mad. Like, because in his mind, he thought, okay, I can beat you. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm going to be able to beat you. Mm-hmm. And so it was like that first moment of like, the characters that I enjoy in that sense are like, don't push me in a corner. And he's one of those pivotal moments that kind of explain what this episode is about in that sense. Is just like when he got pushed into that corner and pushed past it. Like, you may get what you asked for, but you may not want what you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that was a good one to start. You got your first one?
Yeah, the first person that I ever felt that way about for real.
Oh wait, I almost forgot. And then he did this to him.
Oh God. Well, the first person I ever felt that way about was Ichigo from Bleach. Ichigo was probably the first character that I watched that just generally I knew, and I know now that woman was probably not black. And I think I said this before on one of the older episodes. But when that woman started singing, Ichigo was finna whoop your ass. Forgive me, but he was finna do it. There was always this like.
Let's talk about Yoruichi.
Huh?
You talking about Yoruichi?
No, I'm literally talking like if you ever
no. I know what you're talking about
because
you're talking about no. I know what you're talking about
in the
you're talking about
episodes.
God.
I can't sing it.
Oh my God!
But I always was like, she sounds like a black woman.
As soon as you said that, it just hit me like in my head what you're
like
talking about.
Soul. And when she starts singing,
it's almost like
it's like
that sounded terrible. I'm sorry, that sounded so bad.
That's why I didn't.
I can't do it. Like if I knew the song, it was like, feel that some soul. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the Hercules soundtrack.
I think that's what it. I think that was like the melody.
Yeah, something like that. Like it's
strange.
Oh yeah, good point.
And I mean, it made me upset because as they went through the rest of the series, they started playing with it, like because they knew that sound had like emotional. Yeah, so you knew, he finna do something, and then they go away real fast. Like, god dang it, y'all played me. I thought this was the moment, but. Ichigo is just like that guy for being like, man, don't mess with his friends. First of all, he's not gonna stand for any disrespect. You're just not gonna talk to me any kind of way, period. But I'll deal with it as long as you don't mess with them. Now, the minute you decide you're going to crouch up on my territory, then we got a whole situation, and I'm going to have to handle it. Yeah.
Well, he executed in so many different ways, and that's the thing that was funny about Ichigo. He shares similarities, I think, with like Goku. He's just smarter. I'm sorry. Like, because Goku is literally, I just love to fight, pure instinct. That's literally him.
Yeah.
Whereas Ichigo, it's like he loves to fight, but he resents that about himself in for a while.
I believe that. That
so
sounds like him.
He ends up being in a position where when he's pushed to that point, he does fight back. And it's majority of the time, sometimes to his own detriment in terms of, when he was dealing with the holifications and everything else. But
he'll do it for the people that he cares about. Like, if that's what's required of him, he is going to do it. When it came to whooping Aizen, it wasn't no question. I'm going to lose my power? Okay.
Well, I mean, point, I got to do it. But he had already,
Aizen had to come
the best back. Illustration I think of that was him starting his fight with Byakuya. That was like the pure illustration of what you mean, but like, because you've done all this stuff. His fight with Zaraki didn't really exemplify that because nobody was around for him to save. That was like him first leaning into the fact that
there was, because he had just got there. Remember, to save Rukia.
Well, no. What I mean is, like, there was no one around him for him to protect. The general thought process, but with these power-ups, is the person is there and you're using them.
Yeah.
He can't see her at that time. So, like, if she had died, yes, that creates the catalyst for his brain going and him fighting and trying to knock everybody out. Under his guys at that point, there's still a plan in place. It's not like, okay, when he got to her and, they had to get her down from everything and protect her. Or actually, you know what? Your example is a little bit better, because when he's about to beat up Aizen, when he's he's using, he hasn't used final get blah 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 blah
Zangetsu.
Well, final Getsuga Tensho is what he uses.
Getsuga Tensho. We need that soundtrack. I mean, that sound effect. That was my.
But so to illustrate better, and I'm sorry for jumping all over the place, but to illustrate better, so he has been training in the his mental space for, like, his dad they've been in the train between the worlds. Like, he had broke the train in
like a year or something.
So they've been training
there
for like a year.
Long time.
Because time, moves differently there.
Yeah.
So when he gets out of there, first thing he does is he goes to his friends, because the town that he stays in has been transported to the Hollow World, or not the Hollow World,
Karakura.
but the Karakura. Has been transported to basically the Soul Society.
Yeah.
And so all of his friends are there. They had fallen asleep in class and stuff. And so they had been kind of hiding. Aizen always knew where they were. He was just kind of waiting for whatever he was waiting on. And so he's about to attack him just after he's cut down Gin. And, you see, oh my God, what is her name? Gin and
my redhead.
Yeah. Toshiro's lieutenant. Or one of his commanders. But anyway. So you see him
that's his lieutenant.
Yeah. Because he's a captain. I know that. Yeah. Okay.
Rangaku.
So you see them there, and you see his friends from school. You see all of his friends from school. And so what ends up happening is he's about to, like, destroy the city or something like that. And Ichigo comes down and he's like, now look, we not going to do this here. We finna leave out the city. And Aizen is like, the fuck is you talking about? Like, look, again, another one of these episodes is going to be flagged, but it is what it is. Like, who is you talking to? Like, you ain't talking to me like that. And he doesn't say that because he's not saying anything.
No.
And then he's like, Aizen is like, man, I'm finna do this right now. What you mean? So then as soon as he's about to do something, Ichigo grabs his face and drags him all the way to where they won't destroy the town.
Yes.
And in his head, he's still like, man, I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that. That's fine.
That was a cheap shot,
That was
fam.
a
I didn't
cheap
see you
shot.
coming, but you know what though? When you put me down,
You know, and we finna
got
fight. But yeah, so he does that, and like the fight that they then have after that is fueled by like, you have tried to take away everything. You have, you know, broken the mind of different people, and you've just downright been
evil.
disrespectful to everybody. I wish, and this is my only regret with the Bleach as a series, as I randomly talk about it on here, because I don't think I'm going to do an episode about Bleach, because that's just gonna make me sad. I might, but it makes me sad. Is that the depth of Ichigo in terms of that started to get less and less later on, but I know that that's because that Kubo was dealing with a lot at that point in time. So anyway, but yeah, you finished why you like Ichigo. Sorry, I took over there.
No, but that's essentially it. It's just that Ichigo was always just this upstanding guy who had a lot of respect and love for his friends and his family, and you know, he'd stand up and fight for himself for sure. But if you come near them, it's a whole nother world of pain that's gonna come for you right now. Like you don't want this, fam. This is not what you want. So
then, oh man, I forgot my next one. That sucks.
Mob.
Oh yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like it went like right out of my brain because I got to that Ichigo conversation. It was almost like I picked him. But Mob is another one, and Mob, like, this is one of those where what we're talking about comes like so much into play. Mob is the typical, I do not want to fight. I don't like fighting. I don't even really like emotion. I just want to be happy and live a normal life.
Yes.
This thing that you think is great is something that, you know, I don't much care about. I just want to be like you. Whereas people see him and they're always like, man, I want that. Like, you got this and you doing this. You not using it for this. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you come across all these other psychics who are attacking and coming at him and stuff. And the first instance of when you realize that it's not just about his emotions and that his emotions can be pushed even further is his brother Reagan. Not Reagan, his brother, what is his brother? Riku?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Riku. It might be Riku. Like, I promise y'all I know these names. It just, like, when you're actually trying to, like, do an episode and talk about the emotion of another character and then remember all the other mitigating characters, I be having trouble. But, so... Ritsu, not Riku. It's Ritsu. So, one psychic has come to attack his brother because his brother has finally gotten psychic powers and he's been going on a tear, just beating people up because he wants to be as strong as his brother, like his brother, or he wants to be stronger than his brother. Like, I don't know what his actual jealousy and resentments are, but that's, you know, neither here nor there. So his brother starts to get beat up by this psychic who assumes that he is Mob. That he is the most powerful psychic that they've seen, that they've been looking for, but he's not. And Mob.
Now, okay, never mind. I was gonna provide a little context for like this is of when this happened in the storyline.
This is about like 7 episodes in.
It's after Mob has literally destroyed the city and put it back together. Like that school. He destroyed the school.
Well, that was like, that's episode 3.
I'm just saying, like, this is but after he's done these kinds of feats that they've come for him.
And no one ever knew who he was. They just started calling him White Tea Poison.
Yes,
because they had white shirts on or whatever. And so they come for Ritsu. They kind of beat him up a little bit, and Mob's like, "Hey man, you might want to stop this," you know. And then like he goes into this mode where he gets so mad that he knows what he's doing. Majority of other times, like, it would just kind of be like this explosion of emotion, but this time it's more channeled, it's more uncontrolled in a certain way because he's actually angry.
Yeah.
Like, no. You're not gonna take my brother.
And was
and he starts to like, he's literally wrecking the city.
I mean, he's wrecking. And what's interesting about it is because Ritsu at the time was beating up like 100 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he had already beat them up.
Mm-hmm.
Mob shows up and apologizes to them for Ritsu using his powers in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so they start kicking on Mob. Now Mob's accepting this. It's fine until Ritsu again gets involved, and then that guy pops up trying to take Ritsu, thinking that he's Mob. These are the things that Mob is willing to go through just to be normal and everything until you cross that line.
Until you actually hurt his brother, until you actually...
Or you really do, like...
And then it starts off with, like, okay, he even gives you warnings in that, because he was still like, okay, I'm going to put up a shield here. I'm not going to fight that hard. I'm going to pull back. I don't want to destroy you. I don't want to hurt you. And
I just want you to stop.
It was like, oh, no. You're trying to take... And then, like... He starts to beat this guy down. I love these protagonists because it just shows it shows a lot of character development in a lot of different ways. The protagonists realize that they have to overcome their own negligence in a way, because your aversion to wanting to fight is what caused this. Like, now you don't have to, murder everybody. There's a gray area between
nice.
Between, murdering somebody and apprehending them or making sure that they can't do something again. But these characters always feel like there isn't. And you got to push them very, very far. But yeah, that's why I chose Mob, because Mob is just great in that sense of, like, when you mess with my friends, it's a problem. And he goes nutty in season 2 about that. Like, it's to the point to where it's like, it's one of those, like, okay, I know you're messing with my friends. I know you're trying to do this. Don't play with me. If
Right.
I tell you not to do this and you do it, I'm past the point to where it's like, I was nice about it initially, but in protecting these people, I'll take you down. And I will erase you right now and make sure that you cannot hurt anyone else. And it's really cool, and that's why he's one of my favorite protagonists for Don't You Mess With My Friends. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. So anyway, we'll end on your last pick.
I kind of have like a collage last pick. Because I was gonna go with Natsu, from I'm blanking now, from Fairy Tail, because and really it's the Fairy Tail Guild. Like they're fine, they like to have a good time, have some drinks, relax, do some jobs until, again, you mess with the guild. Don't mess with the guild. Don't talk down on the guild name.
Was your collage gonna be like, because another very specific character, I think, in this that you could also use is Juvia, because no,
that's a completely
no, I get what you're saying. Now, it's all about Gray,
right.
and I get it's not about everybody, but that's still one of those.
That's deep.
But that's still the same thing as I was saying earlier about there's still, like, listen, you can do this much to this person. I'm gonna protect the guild. I'm gonna do whatever. But
don't you say nothing about Gray Sama.
She, like, that's that limit breaking mindset is what I'm talking, like that.
Oh yeah, she turns up for Gray.
Snapping. Like,
I was thinking about that for Settleizer, Bridget, and Freezing. I was thinking about that for her and her, like, friends, but really, like, her limiter. She don't play about that little boy. Like, she will end you. She will end you behind him, and she can do it.
But I got another little. Oh crap! I just lost it. No, there it is. I got another bonus one, and Luffy.
Oh, I was thinking about Luffy because you know what I was thinking about?
Yeah.
The passing of the straw hat. If Luffy put that hat on you.
Oh, yeah. It's about to get.
Luffy is serious.
He's about to get.
He's not playing with these people no more.
What really let me know, and also, like, here's the other thing. Luffy's that character in all the ways, because once he has a cause to fight for, or if you're going to be disrespectful to his dreams.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't playing.
Yeah. No.
Like, I will take a lot of stuff.
There's an island in the sky. I will kick your butt.
But you're not going to disrespect my dreams.
Right.
And it's like, that fuel, it's always great when those characters are well written. When you create these situations where it's like, um, okay, there's a little girl and there's this village, and y'all gave me water and something to eat. This little girl let me stay in her house. She's the one who found me. Cool. And then you're introduced to the terrible political system, or you're introduced to this terrible mayor, or you're introduced to this group of bandits, whoever it is. And they come to that integral person. They go and they take that girl. They go in and take that family. They try and take this village over that has just done something for this character who is probably a million times strong, but is dealing with their own mental things, whether it's, the loss of a loved one, whether it's, the fact that they don't want to be that mercenary or whatever they don't want to be anymore, whatever their burden is, the fact that that person makes them feel human again.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't judge them and make them, feel bad for it. When you put them in a situation where they now, like I said, I'm about to protect this person that protected me, that allowed me to know that I'm still worth it.
Yeah.
Like that's huge, especially, spiritually for me.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Because that just reaffirms other things. But when the character is good like that, it just makes the anime like go, especially when it's a fighting anime. Like,
yes,
you have to have that for me to like it in a lot of different ways. Now, you can have great fights and I'll still watch, and there's certain tropes of like a shonen that's like really good, but I need character growth, development or something. Most times, like sometimes you don't get it, but you'll get like upgrades and fighting and stuff, and that's okay too.
No, I agree with that. I was just gonna say 2 moments to the point of Luffy that like literally made me cry, and I was not prepared for the tears. They surprised me. Mm-hmm. Were when he put that hat on not on Robin, on Nami, because he saw her crying, and when he asked Robin if she wanted to live. And she said, "Yes, Luffy, I want to live." At Ennis Lobby, I was like, like really, I had a whole, like, even now thinking about it, like I get chills because those were like such emotional moments that I really wasn't expecting to experience in that type of anime. And that's just,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like
really great characters, really well done, a really great story, people that you actually do start to empathize with or care about for real. Like that's pretty transcendent. Like,
and
that
then
was
like
just,
when they went to get Cammy, like that was also a good one. When they went to get Cammy, that's my favorite episode, period.
Yes.
Is the episode where they finally get there to get her, and I cannot think of the stupid celestial dragon's name, and it's not important.
No, it's not.
But
screw them.
He had just shot Hachi.
Oh.
And so,
Man.
he's like, and so Hachi's laying there. He's willing to die.
Legit.
Die for the fact that he's like, look, man, this going to cause a lot of problems. Don't do this.
Right.
And Luffy is like, man,
I'm about to whoop
fuck this celestial dragon.
I don't care who he is.
He literally, like, they knew how powerful this moment was because when he punched him, they got it is literally my favorite episode because it's the most beautifully drawn thing in the world before Wano. Because Wano is amazing, but like the general punch where he like they do this whole black and white, like literally the sound and light probably leaving his body, and he sends him in this.
I'm surprised that man's face came back. Like I didn't think he could come back from that.
Dude, it was crazy. Ooh. But like that's the thing. Like you get up for these moments, it gives you more courage a little bit in real life because you're like, I love my friends this way too. I don't have superpowers. But
if I did, it'd be a problem for many of you.
But I will go to the ends of the earth. I have often, told you like that's, how I feel about you.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a lot of different ways because it's like the people I care about, the people I trust are people that are very important to me. And seeing that in characters is always an amazing thing. So please go and watch these things. Like go and watch Bleach. Go and watch
Mob
Mob
Psycho 100.
Mob Psycho 100. Go watch
One
blah, blah, blah,
Piece.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
I mean, you should have already watched Dragon Ball Z at this point, but go watch it. Go check it out.
Yeah.
You didn't watch. You started your anime life late. It's okay that you haven't seen it. Yes, I'm telling
You're
everyone
just
that you
gonna
haven't seen
put
it.
my business
But you
out.
haven't seen a lot. You're still you're
I'm
not
a
a
noob.
novice.
I'm a noob.
I wouldn't call you a noob. You've seen enough to not be a noob. You might be like a trainee.
Maybe I'm not a novice. I'm more of like an apprentice.
Yes, we'll give you that.
Okay.
Apprentice executive producer. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either.
Anyway.
But okay.
But go check those animes out. Hit me up at Icarus _Gray on Instagram, Icarus Gray on Twitter. Let's talk about our favorite characters who was like, don't mess with my friends. Get off my lawn. Or I don't know why I threw that in there. And also follow my executive producer at Prima Diva Red. That's PrimaDivaRed.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
And at Prima Diva on Twitter.
On Twitter. On the Twitters. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. A 1 and a 2 and a peace.